Here we are. We are live.
Okay. Right, snuck up on us there.
I'm just gonna check
Bit of peace
our sound and stuff.
since we were last around because
Stuff.
yeah, there was a just real life things, and there was a weird phase of it seemed to be about 2 or 3 weeks where over the entire course we had like one chapter of JJK and I think one of My Hero, and it was the one that dropped and was like 5 pages long, so there wasn't exactly a huge amount to discuss.
Yeah.
So it kind of felt like if we had done a stream on that, if we kind of found 5 minutes to do a stream on that week that we skipped, it would have been a very short stream with very little to discuss. And considering how little we usually have to discuss, that is really fucking saying something.
Yes.
Yeah. The upside to that is that we're back now and have like a month's worth of manga and anime to discuss. So,
And
should be a lot
particularly
of
this last week's manga was
fun.
very good.
Yes. I was gonna say, actually, it was the last chapter, which would have been this episode anyway, where My Hero dropped like a 5-page chapter. That should be fucking. That shouldn't be allowed, man. Just wait and make the next. Just skip a week and make the next one like a. Because even then, like it was a great chapter this week. Don't get me wrong, but it was like 12 or something pages.
Yeah.
You could have just dropped them both as a 17-page chapter.
Yeah, it was I mean a lot of artwork and stuff again, but
Yeah.
like a lot going on. But you start reading it, got really into it, and then I was like, oh, it's finished. But yeah, this one that we just got made up for it, so it's okay.
Absolutely, yeah.
But yeah. Other than anime and manga, have you watched anything else or anything this past however long it's been?
I know that I have because all I do is watch stuff. But I can't think. I know there was something I watched, and I was like, "Oh, we need to discuss that," because it was something a bit old, and I was like, "I bet other people have seen that." Have
Something
we
a bit
been
old.
on since I watched Guardians 3? Because I know we discussed it on D&D, but I'm not sure we discussed it on the stream.
I feel like the last stream we had, it was something that was on my mind, but I don't think we actually talked about it. I remember telling you when I'd watched it.
Because yeah, I finally joined the world of the today and watched Guardians 3. Wasn't a fan. Like, it's not a bad film, but yeah, I just thought it was not as good as the other two. It was a very disappointing end to the trilogy. It just felt like none of the characters had really grown at all and didn't seem to grow over the course of the film. Rocket was amazing, but like he needs that. He's been a bit of a dick for the past 2 films, so
I mean, it was really like Rocket's. So I'm trying to get my chair a little bit high. It was really Rocket's movie, right?
very much so, yeah.
I liked all of that. I liked that the bad guy was just a terrible person.
He was, yeah.
There was no like redeeming features about him.
No.
You didn't have to feel sorry for him or be like, you know, he has a bad backstory. He was just this total douchebag.
His sad backstory was that he's been an absolute mental his entire life and has taken that out on small furry creatures.
Yeah.
And that's not a sad backstory you have to feel sad about.
I went to see this movie in theatre with like 2 vegan friends. And they were just like distraught the entire way through the movie.
Yeah. I think they would either absolutely hate it because there's a lot of small furry animals being experimented on, or possibly they could see it as the most vegan MCU film ever.
Yeah.
Because it is very much no, small furry creatures deserve all the same respect that like what's the word? Sort of human and humanoid creatures and higher thinking beings deserve.
Yeah, I watched it again actually a couple of weeks ago. It was fine. I think, you know, it's a movie and I enjoyed it. I didn't much like the second one, so I enjoyed this more. Mm,
They
it's
massively, horrifically wasted Adam Warlock.
Yeah, actually, when I saw it in cinema, I thought, oh, he's really cool, and his stuff was really cool. But then watching it again, I thought actually there wasn't that much of him.
No. And 9 times out of 10, when he's there, he's just being a dumbass.
He is a dumbass, yeah.
Yeah.
So there was that. Um, Trying to think. I mean, it was funny. I found most of the funny things funny. Um,
I mean, I'm just gonna put this out. Like, I properly loved the first Guardians film, as everyone did. Kind of enjoyed the second, didn't really like the third. I'm just gonna say it. James Gunn is at his best when he's got Joss Whedon staring over his shoulder.
mhm,
Like the first Guardians of the Galaxy film was just Farscape as directed by Joss Whedon.
mm.
And the further he's got away from that blueprint, the worse the films have become.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of like trying to make a good just Marvel film. Actually, that's probably one of the things that I liked most is that it wasn't too tied to like everything else.
Yeah.
They'd come away from all the Avengers crap, and it was just kind of like the only connection you had was the fact that Gamora wasn't Gamora, and um, yeah. But it kept frustrating me because he's like, "Oh no, we had this whole thing, but you just don't remember." And I'm like, "No, it's not that she doesn't remember. That is a different person.
Yeah.
That is a different Gamora. Like, stop telling her that she doesn't remember your relationship. She's never had it.
There's a distinct
There is
difference
a
between
very much
had
difference."
the memories and forgot them, and then that one died, and this is a version that's 2 years younger and has literally never met you. Just leave her be, you fucking stalker.
I think the best thing is the like end credits or the bit at the end where he goes back to his granddad,
That was good.
right? And what
Yeah.
you want at that point is, yeah, I totally want a Disney Plus movie of him just doing very real world things for his grandfather. Like just them just doing like going grocery shopping or him like sorting all of his pills out or something. Do you know what I mean? Just like
Yeah.
very, very normal
I would
things.
Mm. I would 100% take a like Amazing Star-Lord TV series that was just Peter Quill doing regular everyday shit, like just little 5-10 minute episode. Well, not even just 5 minute episodes
Yeah.
of him like doing day-to-day chores over a second season of I Am Groot.
Oh,
Well, the
for
first
sure,
season
yeah.
of I Am Groot was boring, and I don't understand why they're making a second. So I would much rather have like a series which is deliberately boring and really leans into it so far that it becomes funny with Star-Lord.
Mm. What I have been watching that I'm enjoying, which I did message you about, is the Orville.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying that.
How far in are you?
Uh, like midway season 2,
Okay. There's
or
3 seasons on there.
yeah. So I've got a little bit less. I'm like halfway through.
Okay.
I'm just very much enjoying it. It's
Did you finish Home Improvement?
no, because I'm watching it with my mum, so it's like just
Okay,
when
yeah, I
I'm there
get it.
and we'll watch a couple of episodes. It's not something that I'm like striving to get through. It's still very much every episode is him trying to prove his manlyhood and that men are better or blah blah blah, and then him being shown that he's a bit of an idiot, and then yeah, some moral coming from Wilson.
Wilson.
Um,
Because I've been rewatching Smallville, which is still exactly the same as it was on the first episode. And a couple of episodes back, the middle brother, I want to say, from Home Improvement, guest starred as a
oh
psychopath. And I'm pretty sure he is the one that got arrested for shenanigans.
yeah, the middle brother. Yeah, that's the one in that Christmas film. That's the
Yeah.
only other thing I've seen him in. Actually, I've not seen. I don't think I've seen the others. I don't know. Probably they're probably the kind of people that have been in like like every CSI Law and Order. That I feel like if they were
Yeah.
silly in acting, that's where they'd go.
A lot of kind of 1 and 2 parts sort of roles where they just show up and like, oh yes, I'm either a murderer or like a specialist in a particular
Yeah.
subject that we brought over from Washington. That just turns up for 2 parts, says like 5 lines, and then leaves.
In the Orville, the pilot is a guy from ER.
Oh, which one?
Ginger fellow. I feel like his name in ER was like Archie or something.
Was it Pratt?
Oh, we have
The
someone
one that
here. Hello. The Duke
oh
of Donuts says that those shelves are stacked. Yeah, stuff be here.
yeah.
It
But
is Rimuru, yeah. Um,
we will be
Tide's
discussing
just
that later.
been watching Slime, so we will be talking about Slime if that is one
Yeah.
of your favorite animes.
If it's one of your favorite animes, you may not want to stick around. But if you are a reasonable person, then yeah, I've got 3 episodes left until I'm finished season 2, and I haven't seen the film yet because I didn't realize there was a film. But I will be watching the last 3 episodes probably when we finish here and the film, and I will. But yeah, we can pretty much discuss my thoughts on the whole show because I highly doubt 3 episodes are going to change anything I have to say.
Mm.
I kind of hope they do because that would be awesome if the 3 episodes were that fucking good. But yeah, no, like we'll be discussing that shortly. But yeah, so I've seen the first episode of the Orville, and yeah, I'm pretty sure the pilot is Pratt from ER, but he's kind of a Seth MacFarlane mainstay. He is the voice of the son in American Dad as well.
Huh. The
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I like the whole crew. I like the comedy. I'm enjoying everything, and the budget's like massive. And like you said, that's just because it's his show and he's got loads of money. So why not make it massive? But it is, yeah. I'm really enjoying it. I think that's the
Pratt was
only
Mackay
like.
Pfeiffer in ER, not the ginger guy. I can't remember what the ginger guy was called, but
I feel
Pratt
like
was
his name was like Archie or something.
yeah, something like that.
It was something, and he was like
At
just
all.
this cool comedic little towards like the later seasons of ER. And then I just watched him in a season of Dexter where he plays like a bad guy, but he's really good.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
like one of the like murderous douchewads. Anyway, yeah, I really like the comedy in the Orville. It's just very like quick and it's very real. Like it's like what a real person would be like if they're like on a spaceship and something mad happens. And then like after their day, after they clock off, they go and they have drinks and they do pranks and it's just like, yeah, that's funny. You don't see any of that in a lot of the other shows, like space shows. So
That actually reminds me of something that occurred to me the other day. I was watching Bones a while back. Have you seen Bones?
I've seen bits of Bones, but not like the whole thing.
There was this kind of recurring element they really desperately tried to like crowbar into the show, which just didn't fucking work. Where like after they'd clocked off, and after they'd polished all their bones, there was this bar they'd all hang out in, and there was like where Angel, I can't remember, Booth, played by Angel.
Yep.
He was like, "Oh yeah, you go in there. There's food, but you don't order any food. You just ask the barman what he thinks you want to eat, and he'll bring it to you, and it's always right." And they mention it 2 or 3 times. And they even go as far as at one point to have one of the kind of the side characters who doesn't know go in and be like, "Oh wow, this thing on the menu. I really want this thing on the menu." And he's like, "No, trust me, don't need the menu. Let him just make you what he wants." No, 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 no. I'm gonna order the thing on the menu, and he gets it and he eats it. And then for the rest of the episode, he's like, "Oh man, I've got really bad heartburn." And he's like, "Yeah, that's because you ordered the thing. You didn't let the barman give you the food you need." It's like that's not a real thing. I worked in like food for nearly 10 fucking years. Just order what you want off the menu. There's not going to be a magic barman who can give you whatever snack you want. But this got me thinking, like, have you ever seen a show where they've just so desperately tried to kind of crowbar in a hook, and then it just clearly hasn't fucking worked?
I don't know. I can think of shows where they just like put way too many things in, like How I Met Your Mother.
To us. Oh god.
Do you know what I mean? There are so many
Yeah.
things that they were trying to make a thing.
Yeah.
Like if you watch it, they're like really hammer hard at stuff. But yeah, I can't think of something where it's like not
They,
off the top
they
of my
tried
head.
their best and it just didn't
It
work.
just didn't work.
Quite funny. Yeah. Made me laugh. Other than that, it's a great show. And like I didn't realize how badly Joss Whedon had wasted David Boreanaz until I saw him in Bones. Like he's a surprisingly good dramatic actor. He's got some chops on him. Never really
Yeah,
gets a chance to show it off in. He
he's just
definitely doesn't in
brood,
Buffy, but in Angel he
just
gets a
brooding.
bit. Yeah.
Season 5, he's allowed to loosen up, and you get to see his like slightly comedic side. Yeah, because in Bones, I feel like he's just very like witty. He's very quick with like what he says, and he's funny, and it's just very good.
Solid show.
But yeah, I don't know if Duke of Donuts is still with us. I put in the chat, what are your top 5? Because they said that it was a good time watching Slime, but not one of their top 5s.
Good.
But I don't know what my top. Do you know your top 5 anime? Just like straight up.
Puella Magi Madoka Magica has to be in there. Legendary show. And the reason that I have a 3... It's only a bit of a tangent, sorry. It's the reason I have a 3-episode rule when it comes to anime, because the first 2 episodes are this like really sugary bubblegum magical schoolgirl nonsense. Then you get to the end of episode 3, and I won't say what happens, but some shit happens. And then from 4 to 13, that show gets dark. Like, if you just watch the first 2 episodes, you don't realize how messed up that show gets, but it does. And so that was why I've always had a 3-episode rule, just because of that. And then I was on social media about a month back or so, and I saw an article about the 3-episode rule in anime. I was like, oh, I didn't realize people had that. And I was reading the article, and it was just like, oh yeah, the 3-episode rule kind of started when this show Puella Magi Madoka Magica came out and was really fucked up after the 3rd episode. I was like, hey,
this is
good
written
to see that
by
other
someone
viewers
just
out there
like
have
you.
been as scarred by I have. But yeah, despite the stupidly long title and slightly lackluster animation, that's definitely in there. It feels kind of cliched, but I have to say Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, because that show is just really fucking good.
Yeah.
Gurren Lagann, just because I've not seen a show where it starts off, I'm a normal human drilling through dirt, and then finishes, and then I throw a galaxy at you, and you still survive. And then you throw one back at me, and we fight throwing galaxies at each other. Like, that shit is bonkers.
Bonkers.
Rewatching it when it was dropped on Disney Plus, like, I kind of feel like I have to say Bleach, but actually when I was rewatching it, it's really not that good. Like, it's kind of a trash show, but the world building and the ideas behind it and the universe are so fucking good that it was one of the first anime manga I ever really, really got into. And I still I enjoy the universe a lot more than I enjoy the show. All that said, we'll get onto it later. 1,000-Year Blood War has been fucking hype. So we'll talk about that more later. But yeah, they've brought the pain for this last arc, so I'll allow it. And then I can't remember how many I've got left.
Yeah, I think that might be 4.
Yeah.
I was like, was that 5 or 4?
I think that was 4. But if we're talking purely series, Steins Gate.
Okay.
Great show. One of the best time travel shows I've ever seen.
I still never watched that. I feel like it was on my list of things to watch, and then I just forgot about it.
Well worth checking out.
I'm quite simple, so like my favorite of all time is going to be Dragon Ball Z, and now Dragon Ball Super. If I can just like lump them together. So it's like the first thing. Other than Pokemon, it's like the first anime I watched. Probably about the same time as Pokemon actually. And then Doro, like the manga in its completion, and then the one season of anime that we do have, because I can just watch it endlessly and it never gets bad. And then probably Dragon Maid as one of my just like top 5, because I can just put it on again. I can just put it on and watch random episodes, and it makes me happy. And then that's 3. This one I'm like, what do I watch? I'm like, can I be lame and be like, yeah, My Hero Academia is one of my favorites because I just love it. I do really love it. I do genuinely love it. Even though like a couple of the seasons have been a bit,
Feel it, yeah.
But again, like the manga, I enjoyed much more, and hopefully it's going to pick up. And then
it wasn't on my 5, but I really had to struggle not to say Ranking of Kings. I fucking loved that show.
Again, just had one season, but that one season was so good.
Good.
Like so really very good. But yeah, I could probably watch it again and it'd be like totally fine. The Duke of Donuts, number 5, Gargantia on the Verdurous Planet. Do you know that one?
Nope. Cool title though.
Mushoku Tensei.
We'll
Tensei.
be we'll be just a jobless reincarnation. We'll be
Oh, is
discussing
that
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 later.
one? Okay,
It
cool.
is, yeah.
My Dress Up Darling, The Rising of Shield Hero, which I think Robert told me before he was enjoying, but then I don't know if he said it went a bit.
I watched season 1 and I thought season 1 was fucking cracking. I was gonna watch season 2, but literally everyone I spoke to was like, "Nah, don't bother with season 2. It's not that good." But I've heard season 3 will be better, so I'm gonna wait for season 3 to drop and just rewatch 1 because why the fuck not? Watch all of season 2 and then just go straight into season 3. But
Yeah,
season 1 was really fucking good. I really, really enjoyed that.
Rob
So
said
yeah,
that 2 drops hard, and then he put a D because he meant hard. That's
I
funny.
have heard that.
And
Like,
then,
is it? If oh, yeah, get his last
oh
one
yeah, the
first.
last, so number 1 is Dr. Stone.
Oh, quality pick. I haven't seen the anime, but I burned through the manga at a
Okay.
rapid pace and really enjoyed it. Like, it's a very bizarre concept that just like science saves the world, but in like the Stone Age. It just it's the characters are all really annoying and you hate them, but you can't stop watching because they just do such cool shit. Like the main guy is such like imagine Sheldon Cooper, but even worse. But he's so compelling, you can't stop watching him. He just like, oh yeah, so we're in the Stone Age. Within 6 months, we're gonna be fucking flying in space because science. Sure, you know what? Why not?
Why not?
Your hair is crazy, your eyebrows are inexplicable. I believe you. And there's a girl who has a pumpkin on her head. Like not, she's a normal girl, but she just wears a pumpkin entirely over her head, and she's adorable, and we
Mm.
must protect her.
I mean, it's Halloween soon. We'll all have pumpkins on our head.
I fucking won't.
You won't.
I ignore Halloween. I pretend it doesn't exist.
No, I love Halloween. The best. I
Well,
get
you are
to.
the cosplay master, so that does make sense.
Yeah, and Waterstone's manga event, they're doing a Halloween one like a few days before Halloween. Well, no, it's
Oh,
like the week
really?
before. I would assume during like the half term.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I was gonna go as Ebisu, but then that requires like the plastic like skeleton mask, and I'm like, I'm gonna be sweating out, and then when I take it off, I'm gonna look like crap. So I could do the skeleton mask off and just have my hair purple, but then you can't really see the effort I put into the costume of the skeleton head with the things on. And also, I
Mm,
doubt anyone there reads Zorodar. So it's like, should I
yeah,
just
no, that's
do something different? But I've already gone as Overhaul for the villains thing. And I went to Comic Con as Overhaul as well. So I've used that twice. I can't use that again.
yeah.
So
3
yeah,
strikes and you're out.
I need to do something else that is horror-y. Because I want to do something that's, yeah, either a villain or just something from an anime that's kind of scary-ish vibes. But also probably, yeah, I don't know. I've got to think about it. I've got like a month. So let's do this.
That's a solid list, Donuts. I haven't seen all the things on there, but the things I've seen, I agree with. They are definitely list worthy. So
Yeah, they say that they love Dr. Stone, have Melon Girl on their desk, as well as Kahaku and I don't know who these people are, but Taibo and Senku on their shelf, and that they've met Suika, Taiju, and Senku's voice actors. All cool people.
nice.
I've actually
I
never
always
met
enjoy it when
any.
you meet.
I was gonna say I've never met any voice actors for things.
Uh, I went to a con a while back, like pre-Rona, obviously, and there were a bunch of voice actors there for various cool people, but the queues were just through the fucking roof. So I snuck into one of the back halls and was like, "What? Who doesn't have a very long queue?" And instead, so while I was there, I met my future wife, Amber Rose Reaver, aka Madani from The Punisher, who, trust me, she's an absolute smoke show in the show. But in real life, it's just next fucking level. I have never seen a woman that beautiful in real life. It's insane. She was so fucking hot. I couldn't like. Oh, it was so. Have I told you the story about it?
I I don't know, but you
It
can
was
tell it again.
so fucking embarrassing. I was like, oh, she's gonna be in this hall, and there was no one there. She was kind of looking a bit like, oh, why am I here? So I went up, I was like, oh, hi, like, yeah, you are a River. Like, you're one of the main reasons why I came to this con, and she looked really happy. I was like, yeah, and then I absolutely forgot every single fucking question I wanted to ask her. Stood there for a good minute, like, and then like, so What's the Punisher called? What's he called in real life? I've forgotten his name. The guy that plays the Punisher.
Which what were we talking? Which one?
The one in the show with her.
In the Netflix one, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't actually know the actor's name, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, him. Like, I'm blanking on his freaking name. Yeah, I was
John
like, oh,
Bernthal.
thank you.
There you go. That was Duke of Donuts. Thank you.
You're the donuts. Yeah, I was like, yeah, so what's John Bernthal like in real life? Because he's really intense in all his roles, and is he like that in real life? You should give him this look like, no, he's an actor, man. That's his job. No one could be like that in real life. They'd fucking bust a blood vessel. And then we spoke about that for a bit. And then kind of she was like, well, I've got to go now. It's been a long day. And I was like, yeah, bye. And then just immediately hated myself.
I think that was me when me and my sister met John Noble from he's in like Lord of the Rings and Fringe. He's like the main the dad doctor. And yeah, I don't know why because it wasn't even like close to being one of the people I thought I'd be starstruck by. He was just so lovely, and we were just left giddy, and we were just like, "Hi," and he was like, "Hi." He was like, "You guys look like twins. Are you twins?" And we're like, "Oh no, we're just sisters. We're just," and then you didn't talk about absolutely anything related to his work. Signed my thing, left, and that was it. And then I didn't notice, but apparently he walked past us later on that day, like out of the hall, and my sister like waved, and because he like waved at us, and I was like, oh my god, I didn't even see him. I just like, but yeah, just and then I've met people that are like my absolute idols and just not even been. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think, and then because of like when I'm on like sets and stuff with people, that doesn't faze me because I'm like, well, I'm in work mode, you know. These are just other people, or like interviewing people on like the Nevers and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I thought I'd be a lot more starstruck in doing Tomo Pennicats than I was because like I've seen him in a lot of he's a pretty big fucking name.
yeah,
But the dude was just so chill. It was impossible not to like. You'd be like, "So, how's your day?" And it'd give you this ridiculous 10-minute intense story about like some shit from his life. It's like, man, it's just the easiest interview. I don't even need to do anything. I can just give you the simplest prompt, and you just drop amazing content. This is beautiful. And then he left. It was amazing.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I have my amazing Joss Whedon encounter, but
yes.
yeah, I mean, this was before it all went bad. But that was like the best
Back when he
day.
was allowed in public.
Best day ever. Personally directed by Joss Whedon. I could just like say that, and then now I don't want to say it because nobody wants that. But talking about Whedon's, Jed Whedon. I don't know if I said this before. Jed Whedon's newest album is like cracking. If you just need something chill to listen to, yeah, Jed Whedon and the Willing is what it's called. It's on Spotify. It's like his first album, Interstate, I think it's called. I've listened to for years. It's got drones on it, which was on season 2 of Dollhouse, and then no season 1 of Dollhouse, the one where they will like leave, and then get put to sleep and then get brought back in, reset or whatever. Good episode. Yeah, this new album is just really good. If you like just some chill, chill vibe music.
Instrumental?
No, he sings, yeah.
Boo.
And like his partner does a lot of the like backing singing. I think they create all kind of together. It's just very good music.
They're a surprisingly adept creative team because they did Agents of Shield, didn't they? Jed and Marissa.
Yes, they wrote it, yeah.
Good combo.
And then Dr. Horrible, because I was like, oh man, another writer's strike. Let's get Dr. Horrible 2 going. But obviously it's not going to happen now.
Yeah. Oh,
what a shame. Jed and Mo could just make it.
Huh. Just get her done.
Get her done. I'm sure Neil Patrick Harris will like be there. Well,
he's Doctor Who.
Duke of Donuts has met a lot of voice actors.
Awesome.
A lot.
Who was your favourite?
They said that the one that gets the biggest reaction is Abby Trott, the voice of Nezuko.
That's got to be an easy fucking job. She has about 4 lines in the whole show.
There's a lot here.
Wow.
Yeah, very cool.
I feel like if I've ever met Laura Bailey, I would be unable to talk. Like, I would just go into complete shutdown.
We were saying that One Piece starts Thursday.
Yes.
And JJK, the rest of
Is
season
back.
2 is back on Thursday. Ahsoka is on later today, tomorrow.
Well, that's the thing. It airs Tuesdays. Yeah, they made this big fuss about how it's going to be airing on Tuesdays,
At
but
midnight.
it airs on Tuesdays at like 9 p.m. US time, which means
Right.
basically it doesn't drop here till when? Because it was my birthday last Tuesday, I think. Yeah, I had to check the date there. So I was like, oh great, because it was meant to be dropping the day after, and I was like, but they're going to drop the first 2 episodes on my birthday, early gift from fucking Disney, and then it didn't. Bit fun story there.
I'm
But yeah,
sorry.
no, did you watch the first 2 episodes?
No.
Okay, well, I watched them both. They're good, I think.
They're good? Question
Yeah,
mark? Not sure.
if you've watched Clone
Clone Wars.
Wars, if you've watched Rebels, and if you've played KOTOR, there's a lot of fun stuff for you to unpack there. If you like watching shows that have casts you don't want to slap, you're not going to have a good time.
Really?
Because yeah, as much as I love Sabine Wren, I spent pretty much the entire first episode just being like, get some sense into your woman. Like she just does the stupidest shit for the entire episode, and it keeps going wrong. And people keep being like, "Oh no, it's fine." No, it's not. You're fucking up repeatedly. You're an adult. Act like one. But she just doesn't, and then it goes wrong constantly. But Ray Stevenson is fucking electric as the. I don't want to call him a villain because he's just kind of this fucking presence, and he's got a little, sort of. I think he calls her a Padawan, but like,
Is that the one with the grey hair?
yeah, I can't remember her
Okay.
name, but she's great as well. Like, I'm finding myself more interested in the villain storyline than I am by the heroes.
Mm.
Which, to be fair, when it
That's a
comes to
new
Star
thing,
Wars,
though.
is often the case.
It's like if it's going to follow them as much as the good guys.
It probably won't follow them as much as the good guys, but they're gonna have they're gonna be important. Not like I'd say we're approaching kind of Thanos in Infinity War levels of screen time. Like maybe not 50-50, but it'll be like for the first 2 episodes, it's like 60-40.
Mm.
60 for Ahsoka and then 40 for them. Yeah, there's some interesting little lore points, but the actual like plot of the episodes was extremely generic, which I was sad by.
Yeah, well, they seem to be missing everything, Marvel and Star Wars.
I maintain that Marvel's TV shows have been generally, with the exception of that last one, like Secret Invasion, which was just a clusterfuck. Like they've been pretty good so far. Miss Marvel was I love Miss Marvel now.
Yeah, I
I
enjoyed that. I'm looking forward
must
to
present.
the Marvels movie.
Apparently, going to be the shortest film so far. It's like 90 minutes long.
I like a short film, and Loki looks good. Loki season 2.
Did you see the pictures of Iman at the Comic Con you went to?
No.
Apparently she rocked up at some Comic Con like last week, just to like not as a guest, just to be
I
there,
just
like
went.
just walking around dressed as fucking Jubilee the whole time, with her mate who was dressed as Rogue, just living her best con life. Like that is why she should be in charge of the MCU.
I think that's what I would do. I would just go, and then if anyone recognizes you, just be chill. Yeah, I don't know.
I'd definitely go full Adam Savage. I'd wear a costume and
Yes,
just completely
incognito.
hide my
Yeah.
face.
If I ever got to go to San Fran, Comic the Comic Con, then I would San Diego in it. He's from San Francisco, so I'm getting confused.
SDCC, yeah, and then
Yeah.
he's in SF.
Yeah, if I ever got to go, that would be me all day, just looking out for Adam Savage, because he puts little teasers on his Instagram and stuff of what he's making, so you can genuinely kind of guess or figure out what he's going to be dressed as, and then yeah. So Duke of Donut's favorite was Sarah Weidenheft, who's the voice of Suika and Power, Power from Chainsaw Man, yeah.
Hey, two of my favorite characters from their respective series.
Um,
Are you up to date with the Chainsaw Man manga?
me no. I'm not super fussed if like people want to talk about it and
It,
spoil it.
it's a super, but basically there's a point where a thing happens and it's awesome, and then there's kind of like a second era that starts afterwards. There's a bit. I'm not sure there's a time skip per se, but they retool the series a little bit. And generally, I think I'm in the minority saying this, but I've preferred it since the swap than I did beforehand. But the one thing I dislike about this current era is Power doesn't seem to be showing up anymore. And she was my favorite character beforehand, so I'm quite sad she's not around anymore.
Yeah, from just watching season 1, like Power is obviously like the most badass and just coolest. Um, yeah. Oh, there's way more people. Ryan Colt Levy, who's Denji. Um, apparently Jeffrey D. Morgan
I bet he's amazing.
was like when he was cast as Negan. He was brought in to read for a role that wasn't told the name of it. Because he'd read the comics or whatever. He was like, I know who that is, kind of thing. I'm doing it.
Nice.
And that's something like, yeah, Rob told me about the voice actors for the Final Fantasy 15 game, I think.
16, I think.
16, sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't,
I heard
because
that as well.
often, yeah, you don't know what you're auditioning for. You just get sent a thing and you read it and you go, and then it's like, oh, it's this, by the way.
Unnamed Square project. But yeah, so speaking of cons and Jeffrey Dean Morgan, a friend of mine that I used to do the YouTube stuff with, massive Walking Dead fan. Like she fucking lives and breathes that show. She's got kind of I think it's like the 12 sort of initial cast members, everyone up to like the end of season 2. She's got little postcards they did all in a big frame, and she's got like maybe 75% of them signed. Without fail, they were all super nice, except Danai Guerrero, which makes me kind of sad. Apparently, she was really dismissive. Yeah.
I don't know why you do it if you're not gonna. But why go and do signings if you're not gonna be at least friendly?
After Black Panther had come out, so she was kind of getting swamped.
Right.
So
Okay. Yeah.
maybe she was just having a long fucking day, but at the same time, it's like, come on, man.
You're getting paid. These
Did I get
people.
paid
Yeah.
to attend cons?
Yeah. Or it'll either be part of your deal that you're getting paid for the thing,
Oh, yeah,
or you're getting paid like per. You'll get a percentage of whatever they draw from your signings.
Charge a shitload for the fucking signings.
Yeah, like if you're a big name, like you're probably up to like £100 now in the UK for like a big name like David Tennant or something.
Yeah. I was at a con once, and the Hound, Rory McCann, was there. I kind of wanted to get a signed picture of him and then get him to call me a cunt. But yeah, it was like 50 quid for the picture, 25 to sign it. Fuck off. I like the character, but I don't like him 75 quid's worth. Sorry, mate.
I got Craig Charles.
Nice.
Right. At my first ever Comic-Con for a £5. And he didn't have like his own table where they had like their own tables and queues and that. He was just on this corner, him and the guy from Torchwood.
John Barrowman?
No, not John Barrowman. What's his name? It's like starts with a T or something. John Barrowman's boyfriend at time.
Oh, fucking
one of the main like
yeah,
yeah.
Yanto.
I've forgotten his name in the show. Anyway,
he's also the voice of Solace in Dragon Age Inquisition.
Huh. Well, I got they were like £5 each. You just had to.
Nice.
You're supposed to just buy one of their photos. Yeah. It was like my first con. I had like no money, and they just signed my book instead. And I was like, cheers. And I was like, Craig Charles was like, what do you want me to write? And I was like, well, can you call me a smeghead? Like, so I've just got it signed to Laura, your smeghead. And then, yeah, perfect. And I did get a picture as well, actually, because it's got the 3 of them on it. And Yeah, not Crichton, but like Cat and Rimmer. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna try and get the other two now. It's never gonna happen, but one day maybe. Who knows? But yeah, that was like my first celeb meeting. He was just chill. I think he was drinking beer at like 10 in the morning. He was just there.
That sounds about right.
That
Yeah,
sounds about right.
very in character.
But yeah, uh,
We got a little sidetracked there. We haven't really covered the.
we haven't
chapters.
covered. Should we do anime first? I don't know what
Yeah, go on then.
anime. If we do anything
Slime.
new, oh, do you want to do slime first and then new stuff? Yeah, let's do slime
Slime.
because Duke of Donuts can
Slime
get on that as
technically,
well.
slime technically is new
I mean, it's
for
new
me.
for you, yeah.
Yeah. So I've got like 3 episodes left of season 2. They've just gone to Walpurgis and like the dickhead Cromwell showing up. Overall, really fucking liking the show. Like, yeah, 7.5, maybe 8 out of 10. Rimuru, fucking legend. Super OP, but in a way that it's acceptable. He grows into it over time. So it's like he doesn't start off just ridiculous. I'm cool with that. Animation's great, art's great, side characters fucking great, except for Boo McGee, who I was really happy when she died, and then they fucking brought her back. She annoys me. But I have one huge problem with the show, and it doesn't stop me enjoying it, but it kind of I start each episode, I'm like, go on then, what's it gonna be this time? Like it's a sort of 48, 50 episodes per both seasons. And there's actually only about 20 episodes worth of content there. Like I finished the first season, which finishes with like a full flashback episode and then kind of a sort of recap episode. Then you start season 2. There's another recap episode, and then the first half of the second episode is a fucking flashback. It's like, can we just get some new content? Like, every episode seems to start with 5 minutes of here's shit that's happened previously. Like towards the kind of the back half of the second season, it gets a lot when they have some actual content to put out. It gets a lot better. But there's just way too much kind of going back over what's happened before or explaining shit they've already explained like 5 fucking times. Like I don't need to know. Like during the whole arc where he was helping those kids that Shizu was trying to save, and he saves her, and like he saves them in like about half an hour, but it still takes 3 episodes because every time the episode starts with, oh yeah, here's just a brief recap of who these guys are and why we're trying to save them, and who Shizu is and why she gives a shit. Like we already know. Like, even if you were watching these episodes weekly, if you manage to forget those pretty pertinent fucking details in a week, you have far bigger problems and need to be doing some serious shit that isn't watching slime. Like it's been a week. You don't need to, and then you don't need to finish the season with a recap and then start the next season with a recap. Pick one.
Yeah, I think it is similar to like Hero in that way. There's a lot of recap episodes. Half of episodes is just a recap, constantly being retold information, like so that you already know. But I think season 2, especially from the midpoint to the end, hits hard. Like it's just like full on, and you can't underestimate just how cool it is. It's just very, very awesome.
Like once he kind of ascends, it's pretty much all killer, no filler. Like, that whole sequence where he just fucking ruins that whole army on his own was like, I was wondering how they were going to do it. Like, so is he going to like sort of swoop around and be fucking people up? Is he going to kind of go into a goo form and just swallow them? Or not? He just hovers there. Megiddo, fuck you, you're all dead. Yes, so awesome. And it was kind of hilarious. Like, oh yeah, don't worry, I am the great soldier of our kingdom. Oh, nope, dead. Like, oh, don't worry, I've got my magic power. Which, nope, dead. Fuck you. Like, it's too good, man. What a sequence. And then yeah, I do really like the whole kind of. I know it's it's become kind of a staple of sort of the isekai subgenre. Like the whole kind of skills act, like where he spends the first 2 or 3 episodes just bombing around this cave, like eating shit and fighting people and stealing all their abilities. Like that's exactly what if I was him. That's exactly what. All right, I need to just get as defensive as possible. Like steal all the kind of regen and damage reduction abilities I can. Get some health pots. Good shit. It also makes me laugh that he goes to a whole kingdom of dwarfs and there were like everyone was like ripped 6-foot monster people. There were no actual dwarfs there except for the 3 that he recruited.
Well, enjoy the next 3 episodes to finish it. Sorry, my shoes are squeaking
But
on my chair.
but
And
me is-
then I was gonna say the movie is you're probably not gonna like it because it's gonna be like half filler backstory, being
Yeah,
told
I
everything
figured.
about what you already know because you've watched it, and then I mean, you gain basically the movie gives you like one side character that may or may not show up in season 3, possibly. Like that's pretty much it. It was fine. We sat and watched it, but I wouldn't say it's like a thrilling movie.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
But the thing that really kind of made me laugh about the whole thing is for the past kind of year almost, everyone's like, dude, you have to fucking watch Slime. Slime is so good. You have to start watching it. You're gonna fucking love it. And I started watching it. I told my friends, like, oh, by the way, I've started watching Slime. He's like, oh, great, yeah, but you know what? You need to start watching fucking Jobless Reincarnation. It's like, pick one, motherfucker. I'm still watching the last show you told me to watch. And like, I'm telling him about all the shit that's happening. He's like, oh yeah, it's great. Like, have you started Mushoku Tensei yet? It's like, no, I'm watching this. Just
One thing at a
engage with
time.
the discussion we're having. But yeah, when I'll finish that. I'll finish Slime tomorrow, and I'll start Tensei next because uh, it's the easiest way to find out what I'm going to watch after that by just putting something in. Like, oh, I've started watching this. You're like, oh, great. Have you started watching this one yet? No, fuck.
So
Yeah.
you do what I do and just formulate a long list of things to watch and then never watch any of them. But what we are gonna watch is Tengoku.
Daimakyo.
That's the
Yes.
one.
Not gonna lie, we were meant to watch that this week, but I got distracted by
Well, one of us
life.
watched it.
Yeah.
I've watched the first 2 episodes and it seems I think this is a much better one for us to watch and discuss, and it's shorter and I think will be more entertaining than that last one we watched.
But I didn't realize that was based. Like, I didn't realize that was actually based on a manga. Like I was in
Yeah.
Waterstones a while
Yeah.
back, and then like I'd never seen any hard copies for it before. And then I went into Waterstones, and they had the whole fucking collection lined on one wall. I was like, "Fucking show is following me." We just finished watching that bullshit anime, and now the manga is fucking stalking me.
Yeah, my Waterstones has a manga table where they have like the first issues of popular things out,
Okay.
like things you might want to start reading, and it's on that one. I walk past it and I go. But yeah, my Waterstones is quite, the manga's all up there, quite on show. At the minute they've got like a figures table, and they have like the figure wall and like all the little trinkets, and then their manga section actually like in their bit, but then they have the table as well. Because the guy that is like the manager there is like huge anime fan, hence why I started these anime manga nights. But they're very good. It's a good place to go and just
I locally it's
meet
not.
fellow.
They have one shelf. It sucks.
One shelf. That's what my local library was like when I got into like reading comics and stuff when I was in college. It's like great, I can go in and get like Astonishing X-Men Volume 1 and 4, and I can get Ultimate X-Men, Volume 3, and that's about it. And then the rest I have to request or find, or I don't know.
Bad times.
That's bad times. Hakaru has one of the coldest lines of the entirety of the Slime franchise. You people have gone too far. You angered the one person whose raid you should fear the most. You have my sympathy. Your death will not be painless.
Yeah.
Like that. Your death will not be
Right.
painless.
That is a quality fucking line.
I just love that. Sorry, go on.
The whole bit where kind of where the Holy Empire attack Tempest kind of really pissed me off because they stick like 6 different fields down. Like, all right, this will reduce your magic heals, this will suppress your magic, this will do this, like this will stop you doing all shit. And you those three fucking match in there talking to like, mate, you're talking this big game about how you're kicking everyone's ass. Of course you are. You've stacked the deck so hard in your favor. Like, don't be talking a big game when you fucking cheated. And then if they get the fight, I guess they have the rematch. It's like, oh, I'm gonna beat you like I did last time. Like, no, you're not, because this time you're not cheating. You're gonna get wrecked. And then they did. It was glorious. Not quite as good as when you know who from Shield Hero got eviscerated for all her nonsense, but it was still pretty satisfying. Fuck that hoe.
Rob said that this week's episode of they put Rob's put it's great when they get revenge, and then Duke of Donuts has put Tempest truly embodies the Alexandrian spirit, mercy for the lost, vengeance for the plunderers. Multi getting her name change was brilliant. Yeah, I was gonna say I love that like Ramiro is just like just a dude, he just turns up in this world and he's like could just do not a lot of anything, right? Or like gain a bit of power and then just go and live somewhere happily. But no, he's like building this new kind of perfect world, and he doesn't like revel in the fact that everybody is like calling him master and happy for them to like lead them and stuff. Like he's just, "No, I just want to be one of the guys. I'm just one of the gang, you know." Like he's not, because a lot of people would just let that go to their head and just become this like unruly leader, and just be waiting on hand and foot all day. Whereas he's kind of like, "No, I'm good. I can just, you can, okay." But yeah, so that's what I like. It's just a lot of likable characters, and then now a lot of like badass characters that we gain in like the very end of like.
Yeah, all the kind of the new demon lords have shown up, and they all look pretty fucking terrifying. So I am down to see how ridiculous they can get. And Veldora has broken out and is now reincarnated in the body of an absolute fucking surf chad.
This guy, he's so cool.
There he is.
This guy, and then that's Diablo, and then you got.
And is that Gobta?
Gobta, yeah. And then this is my slime's got top shelf at the minute. And dragon. And then I got my Jujutsu shelf. Oh, Jujutsu, Hero. There's Tom Nook. Vegeta. This is Gohan. This is little like Saiyan Vegeta from like the original, and then my Goku Vegeta. Then I have my actual Vegeta shelf. Vegeta shrine in the living room. With my big, then little, going down like that. I got a new one the other week.
Prince of Saiyan. Oh, really?
Yeah, my friend got it for me. It's like a model kit. You have to put it together. It's like really easy. They're just all like click into each other. Really good. He reckons he got it for like 12 quid. In like, he's got a friend who has like a board game model shop.
Nice.
Yeah, and he saw that and got it. Oh, my brother's just said that it's called the shelf of anger. Shelf of pride. Saiyan pride.
Yeah, I wonder who has sacrificed more for their pride, Vegeta or Ishida Uryu from Bleach. It's Quincy Pride. He's done some pretty fucked up shit for
that. Sorry, going back to what I was originally going to say. Rob said that this last episode of One Piece was a recap of the fight that they're currently having.
Jesus.
And I was like,
I understand that, the Gear 5th reveal was hype. It broke the internet 2 weeks running. Fine. But, like, I get they brought in a bunch of really top-class animators to work on that episode. That it paid off. It looked great. But you have to think about like the next few episodes. You can't be like, okay, this is all shit. Now we're gonna have a recap episode and then a flashback episode and then a beach episode because we spent all our money making those 2 episodes as good as they can, and now we're fucked. Sad times.
Sad times. But yeah,
episode was amazing though.
Jujutsu Kaisen's back on Thursday, which I haven't watched like the little recap episodes they did. Because I don't really need to, but that should mean that we don't have any kind of recap or things when we're actually starting.
Should it though? I mean, they also said we weren't going to have any breaks. And
That's
look where we
true.
are.
Um, oh, the leaked OP bangs. I try not to listen or watch any of the like song reveals because I like to enjoy the openings when they start. However, was it the song that they used in the like Shibuya trailer? Because they released a trailer just for like the next part, which I did watch, and it didn't kind of grab me. I was like, oh yeah, there's that bit. Oh, there's that bit. Oh, there's that bit. But it wasn't like, oh yeah, it's still great.
Interestingly, I had a similar reaction, but talking to people that I know who haven't read the manga, they were all like, "Hell yes, this looks fucking hype." So I think it's just that we know that they've shown some bits that are quite cool, but there's a lot more they're keeping hidden.
I think the
So
problem
really,
is, like, if you've not read the manga, there's only so much they can show.
yeah,
Like, I'll be interested to see what the opening is like, because you know, like for season one, the first half opening, it shows like Yuji's friend who gets killed, and it shows like, do you know what I mean? It shows things that aren't necessarily going to happen, or kind of lures you into this false sense of security. So it'd be interesting to see, yeah, what is in the, and same as this like first like half that we just had. Um, it's like, oh look, this is like Geto and Gojo at school, and everything's like nice and great. Oh, there's this one bad guy. Oh yeah, there he is. But it wasn't. The opening did not line you up for like the darkness that these 5 episodes
no,
had.
did not.
Um,
Oof.
but yeah, I mean, it was a good 5 episodes, and I can't wait for this next act to start. Arc.
Oh
I
yeah,
keep saying act, don't I? They're both good words. It's fine.
yeah.
'Cause 18 episodes, yeah.
Or will it?
Yes, it's 18. Because that makes 23 in total, which is totally normal length
No,
series.
will it be 18 episodes or will it be like 9 episodes and then a break and
Then a
then 9
break.
episodes?
Because, like, 18. I mean, Christmas is going to be there now, isn't it?
Oh god, yeah. Fuck, how is that happening?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 straight would take you up to December 28th. So they're going to have to take the 2 week, like, Christmas break, right?
Yeah,
And come back after. And then
hopefully.
New Year usually, like, messes it up as well. I reckon they'll
Boo.
do, like,
Boo, yeah.
yeah. But I mean, because we're going to get Attack on Titan in, like, the fall. Probably, like, September, October. Well,
And
I've not heard
apparently,
anything about it, so probably more likely to be, like, October.
yeah.
Or is it September late? I don't know.
And apparently the Demon Slayer Infinite Castle arc is going to be released as 3 movies rather than as a show, which yeah, I've made my thoughts on that series quite clear, so I won't go into it again. But people are going to be disappointed.
Yeah, I don't think I'm ever going to watch Demon Slayer now.
I mean,
Just me.
it's kind of annoying because it's worth it because the animation is fucking crisp, but the actual show is really, really dull. So dull. I read the whole thing and just regretted it deeply.
I am reading. Oh, if we're going to talk manga now, Duke of Donuts. Do you read manga? Just a little spoiler warning, just in case you
Yeah,
don't.
we are
We will be
moving
talking
into
about,
the latest chapters.
yeah, My Hero Academia's latest chapters, Jujutsu Kaisen's latest chapters, and I'm currently reading One Punch Man. I'm up to like
Wait,
135 or something.
right.
Yeah, stuff's happening. So if you're not a manga reader, not gonna zone out for like,
I think
uh,
before we jump to manga,
okay, we got more.
to get a bit of a buffer just in case. Last night I finished watching season 2 of Vinland Saga.
Okay,
That show fucking slaps.
maybe I have to try
Holy,
watch it again.
you have to try watching it for one fucking reason. I won't go into spoilers, obviously, but season 1, we meet Thorfinn. He's very small and he's very angry. Shit transpires. He basically just becomes like a murder hobo, fights his way across, I think, England. Season ends. He fucks everyone up. It's awesome. Big gap. I was content to wait for the anime. My friend was like, "Nah, fuck that. I'm reading the manga." And he kept fucking going on about how great this is. This is not the same friend that was recommending Slime until I started watching it and then started watching Jobless. Different friend.
Mm.
He would not shut the fuck up about how great this arc was. And I was like, yeah, it can't be that fucking good. Chill out. It was that good. Here's the thing. Almost the exact opposite of what I was expecting. Basically, like the season starts, it's been a bit of a time jump. We meet this guy, Einar, who I had to stop calling Anal. And he lives in a little farm with his mum and his sister, and then they die, and he gets captured and becomes a slave. Goes to a farm where he meets his fellow slaves, one of whom is fucking Thorfinn. And like the whole season is basically just the two of them chilling on this fucking farm. And like I was like, okay, but he's like he's a murder hobo, so why is he talking about kind of peace and living a life free of violence? And it kind of, I figured like, okay, he's gonna go all John Wick on this thing. He's gonna kind of everything's gonna be chill, then some fight's gonna kick off, and he's gonna murder hobo everyone because he's a murder hobo. But no, it's just a really chill, like peaceful season. It's about a guy who's like, no, do you know what? I spent my entire kind of teenage years being a murder hobo, and it didn't get me anything good. Like nothing good came of it. So I'm gonna try being peaceful for a while. And it's like it was just you see that they've kind of tried that plot in a few different shows and books and movies, and it always ends with them going back to their murder hobo ways. So it's quite refreshing to see one where they don't go full murder hobo. It's actually like, no, this is I'm committed to peace. And it's really, really well done. It's very, very much worth watching for like a show that will kind of really maybe not make you think, but like it sticks with you in a way that it wouldn't have if he had just gone full murder hobo again.
Yeah, I think I'll have to give it another go. I think might be one of those things where, like with Jujutsu Kaisen, the first time I watched it, it just wasn't like the first episode just didn't grab me, and then I watched it again like a year or whatever later, and it grabbed me. If you do have to go, good night. But thanks for joining us, and feel free to follow. And
Yep.
we do this every 2 weeks, like every other week.
Yeah,
and we can talk more stuff. But yeah,
I would say we usually sort of are more on topic, but we're not.
we start on topic. Like on the YouTube uploads, I put like it's a video we're talking about a thing. Oh, and mash discussion ending on a discussion about mash, like potatoes. It's important. And then the next one, we ended talking about like fizzy drinks and stuff. I think this is becoming a theme that we seem to end the stream talking about food and drink because you're always going to get dinner.
Yeah, because the theme is we start a show at 7, which is when I usually eat, and I don't want to eat till afterwards. So by the time we reach like 9 o'clock, I'm fucking starving, and I've usually got some food waiting for me, as I do now. Chicken tacos going to be the bomb. Although it's actually I'm being a fucking hippie, so they're plant-based chicken, not real chicken. But yeah, so we always get distracted talking about food because I'm always thinking about food because I'm starving.
So yeah, and we will jump into our manga.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like I think for My Hero Academia and Jujutsu Kaisen, we waited 2 weeks. We had a 2-week break, and then we got chapters. And we'll do My Hero first because the chapter we got on the 20th of August after a 2-week break. We're on this, yeah, 2-week break. Was really short, wasn't it?
Yes. It was not a lot after quite a wait. It was extremely dissatisfying.
Because we had, Mech All Might. All
Which
Mech.
was bad.
That's
All
what
Mech.
it was. Mech All Might.
Yeah.
That was just silly to say. All Mech and All For One are having the final showdown. And
Proper fucking crap.
it's so good. Yeah, but the chap literally like yeah, like 6, 7 pages or something.
It's just sad.
It's just
And
very
one of them
short. It was still like badass. Like I say, lots of like detailed artwork. There's a lot going on. I will say I am just loving All Might's like maniacal smiley face. He is just
yeah,
like he's not holding back, is he? He's like finally I'm gonna fucking kill you. Like
he's
um
clearly gone into this fight knowing one or both of them are not going to make. This fight is going to end with someone dying, whether it's just one of them or both of them. He doesn't care as long as fucking blood is spilled.
yeah.
He's in for it.
But it ends with like the first meeting between him and his master and predecessor. Um yeah,
Milf.
but this last week's chapter, Sunday's chapter, again we get more backstory and we get more majorly cool stuff from Olmec and Hercules. Is Hercules in it? Yeah, the car, the machines.
Yeah.
Um,
Robo car transformer
starting
system.
with this like massive poison bullet, acid. Just just inject a guy with acid.
It
Brutal,
fucking worked.
brutal. And again, he's just laughing the whole time, smiling. More backstory of like how he became, and it started out the same way with Midoriya, where he's like, "No, you're quirkless, you can't be a hero," kind of thing. But then,
He was quirkless, but he was always fucking ripped. Like even before he was All Might, he was still about 3 times Deku's size. I feel like there was some space for a kind of a Batman style hero with no powers that just fucks people up by being awesome.
but yeah, I mean, Olmec is just broken. He's being held together by this armor.
Yeah.
We're like, yeah, he's 100% gonna die. So I want him to win the fight, but
Yeah.
realistically, he's gonna die. Okay. Um, yeah, it's just and that end panel where it's like, okay, Deku and
Oh
Shigaraki,
good.
and then yeah,
Yeah.
so like the
Fucking
playoff
chef's
between the two fights, yeah, so good. I'm just I'm just waiting for that thing I've envisioned, where he's gonna
yeah.
die, and then his full power is gonna go into the vestiges, and then Midoriya is gonna like have his true awakening with the full potential power of all 7 of them, and then seven,
It's
9.
gonna be so good.
He's the ninth.
7 of 9.
Is he the ninth?
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like he's the
Yeah,
ninth.
yeah, yeah. I'm trying to count all the different fucking abilities he's got.
Ugh, I feel like two of them are quite similar as well, so it gets confusing.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So I don't know whether it's gonna It's just showed us that, and we're just gonna get the completion now of the All Might, All for One fight, or if they're gonna show us a little bit of the Deku fight.
I'm still very much of the opinion that the next time we see Deku and Shiggy fight, will like
That'll be the
once
end.
that fight starts, it is not going to stop until the series has concluded.
Right.
But I mean, I've been wrong about pretty much everything so far, except for Gentle saving the world like a boss. Boing.
And we'll
So
see.
yeah, I don't have good prior credit on this.
We'll see if Sticky Ball shows up to save the day.
But so far we've seen Olmec channel like 2 or 3 of the different class 1A. Like he literally says this poison comes from like Pinkie Pie or whatever she's called, whatever her hero name is.
Yeah, just Pinky, I think.
Yeah.
Because it was
So
Alien
like,
Queen.
yes. So yeah, I can very much see him channeling 1 or 2 more, and I just really want him to trap All for One using sticky balls,
Yeah.
and then just like hug him and detonate the suit and kill them both.
Because he basically just needs to keep like barraging him with attacks, so
Yeah.
that he's healing breaks down. Because like the faster he's having to heal himself, the more he's having to heal himself, the quicker he's de-aging.
Yeah.
It's basically what All Might's like. Hey, I can notice what's happening here, so if I just keep pummeling you, you'll just disappear. Although if he turns into like a baby and then he has to like smash a baby, just can you like that? I don't think he'd do that. He just left, and then it just disappears into nothing. I would imagine. You know, like yeah, because it's Erie's quirk, isn't it? And they showed you like the experimenting on like mice and stuff, and they just disappear into nothingness.
Yeah.
But yeah, very, very, very good, and a longer chapter than that second to last one, which was like I was reading it, I was like, was that it? Is that it? You like get into it, and then you're like, oh no, and it's like that normally with like a normal size chapter, but that one was just like, oh.
Just wasn't a chapter. That was a fucking tease.
It was just like a couple pages, and then we were done. Whereas with Jujutsu Kaisen, the chapter we got on the 20th was like more fighting, more fighting, more fighting, more fighting, some fighting, more fighting, more talking about the fight, some more fighting. And then you're like, oh, he's come around the back. He's actually done some real damage to Sukuna again.
Black Flash.
Yeah, freaking Black Flash, just like
Bringing it back.
Bringing it back. Everybody else is like, oh my days, look at that, amazing. You're like, oh cool, yeah, he's making some real progress. The like Maharaga thing falls off of his head, and then Gojo just like sinks through the freaking floor and gets slashed by Maharaga again.
Sad times.
So then you're like, shit, oh no, Gojo's gonna die. But no, he's fighting on. He's still doing okay. There's lots of bunnies. He's just being thrown everything at him, and then and then oh yeah, he's like, oh, this isn't really fair. This is like 2-on-1. Sukuna's like, oh, you think this is a 2-on-1 fight, do you? Bitch, please. Brings up this other
3-on-1, motherfucker.
It's 3-on-1. Gojo says he looks like a lost alien child because it's like this small, like lost little boy with these two massive like monster things. Doesn't matter how screwed he thinks he might be. The
you can't resist the quick quip. Fucking Gojo. Quip Master G.
And yeah, the fight ensues, and yeah, he says unlimited hollow. You have to use that.
And yeah, I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm guessing it's some sort of big thing, but I have a feeling it will cost Gojo something to use it. It's not just going to be a question of, oh, here's infinite whatever. You're dead now. Fuck you. Like, he's going to lose something major to do so because he has to. Otherwise, it's just dumb.
We'll see.
The fight was pretty fucking cool, though. Like, my interest in this fucking unending battle does wax and wane quite a lot depending on the quality of the chapter. I mean, the art's always great, but like when they get the ones like when there was the whole section where they were just like doing weird esoteric shit to each other for about 5 chapters without really like touching each other, and it was just a lot of like domain expansions.
It's a time thing as well. When he was like doing the same thing on repeat several times, it was just getting quicker in things. Like I said, when it's animated, it'll be different because
it'll be like one fucking episode.
Yeah, because it will all be happening like as they're saying it, and it won't feel like you're just getting all this information pumped into you because you're watching the fight like as it's happening. Whereas when you're reading it, it's like, oh, you look at the one pretty cell and you're reading all the information, and it's just a bit long. It's a bit long.
It is.
It's all very good, like you say, the artwork, the way that you can get all of the movement and the like, you can really tell what's happening in the fight most of the time. Yeah, One Punch is the same.
Yeah,
I find it really
amazing.
Only a few times where I'm like, what's happening? Where's the character on this page? What am I looking at? And then yeah, I keep having to screenshot bits that I either think are really good, funny wise, like oh that's brilliant, or really good like yeah I could have that tattooed for sure. Like there's a couple of bits where Saitama just looks absolutely amazing, and then like when he's not funny round head mode and he's in this
Yeah,
serious animation mode where he's like got the pointy chin, his capes are flowing, and yeah, um
'cause there's two very distinct characters. There's One Punch Man, and there's Egg, the comedic, like when he's just doing comedy shit and trolling people and buying cheap vegetables. He is Egg. Even a lot of time when he's fighting people, he is still Egg. But then when shit gets pushed too far, he becomes One Punch Man. And then when he becomes One Punch Man, motherfuckers get killed in one punch.
mm.
In the name, it's right there.
So I'm on chapter like yeah like 135. So he was down there. Like One Punch Man is like down there now. He stumbled upon Lord Orochi or whatever, smashed him up big time. Then he finds Flashy Flash and the little one-eyed Mike Wazowski character, and then he's leading them to Master Orochi or Lord Orochi, whatever his name is. Unbeknownst to him, he's already killed him, or seemingly so. It's like, oh, you're leading us to the final boss. Oh, I actually smashed that guy, but I just didn't, ask his name first or whatever.
Classic Saitama.
Yeah, so good. So I'm up to. I mean, I love Garrow. So he's just reappeared on the surface after the whole Hurricane Psychos fight.
That's great.
Yeah, she just like drilled the massive thing back into the earth. And Garrow's just resurfaced. So yeah, that's where I'm at. So later on before I go to bed, I'll probably read the what is going to be another like bang. What are their brothers' name? Bang and anyway, the old dudes against
Old Man
Garrow.
1 and Old Man 2 versus
Yeah,
Garrow.
this is Garrow. But he's really crazy looking now. I don't know how, but he's gone all like black and pointy and
He's monsterfying.
he's monsterfying. But he's not. He's like, I want to be this kind of evil, and then describes it, and he's just like wants to be an evil overlord of actually a very good world where everyone's nice to each other.
Yeah.
So it's like you want to be a hero. Essentially, he wants to be a hero, but a hero that's not like one of these heroes that is doing it because they want fame and money and they don't actually care about
He
the
wants to be an
people.
actual fucking hero.
Bomb, bang and bomb.
Man,
Sorry,
that's
thanks, Rob.
silly fucking names.
Silly names. Anyway, yeah. So love Garrow. Hurricane, fantastic, and Blizzard. Yeah. When it turns out that Guerrero, whatever his name is, was actually this psychos lady, hidden deep underground. She's like, "You're not gonna be able to pull me out from there, Hurricane." She just rips her out.
Good Jeremiah.
um,
Good shit.
yeah, everyone's been beat to shit though. The big ugly dude came up and just smashed and
Big
pulled
God.
apart a my mask. Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
I'm like, oh, he actually just killed him. And then oh, am I calling her Hurricane? I'm sorry, her name's Tornado.
I thought Hurricane was. What's the other sister
Are you
called?
talking about the same? Are they the same character? Or am I getting confused?
No,
One's
a
called
little.
Blizzard. Blizzard's the younger
Oh yeah.
one who's taller.
And fitter.
Tornado. Sorry, why am I saying Hurricane? You've only just
Tornado is Saitama in a wig, and then there's Blizzard, who is fit.
with the Blizzard gang, yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
terrible tornado, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Hurricane.
yeah. Iteration, yeah.
Anyway, yeah, and then he blasts the other dude with all the like balls of light, whatever blasts the little
Everything.
boy, genius,
Child Emperor.
child emperor, who was really cool during the whole like inside the Monster Association. And I'm like, oh, he's just killed him as well. But then the others seem to be digging him out of the ground. He's actually just been pushed underground. So I'm like, oh, hopefully he's okay. I was like, am I mask? Don't really care about. Guy's a douchewad. So
Yeah.
he's dead. That's fine. But then Zombie Man got blasted. But then no, not Zombie Man. Tank Top. But Blizzard's about to heal him up. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But Gary's back, so that's really where the focus is right now. And then I'm assuming Orochi's not actually dead and he's going to come back up so that One Punch Man can actually kill him again, because One Punch Man has to do something. Oh, and Blast just like showed up, and then he can make like dimensional gateways.
Yeah.
Yet he's not like out here saving people's lives and stuff. What you do, mate?
No. Well, he comes back again in a bit, and it kind of, I think they're seeding stuff for a future arc, like possibly even the final One Punch Man arc. They're kind of they're dropping a few breadcrumbs, a few hints as to what Blast is actually up to.
Cool.
And yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm interested to see what you think when those chapters drop.
Yeah, well, I'm really into this and enjoying it. You know I am, because I'm actually reading it.
That is usually the sign.
Yeah, I'm actually reading it. Like I said, I'm reading like once I drive to work, and I'm always there early, so I read some in the morning, and then usually some on my like lunch break, and then a couple before I fall asleep at night. But reading do make me sleepy, so I'm like, okay, I'll finish that tomorrow. Yeah.
I've been reading Mistborn, but its last book is really fucking dragging.
Honestly, I don't know when the last time I actually read a book was. I generally just read manga now. I like the pretty pictures.
They are pretty good. So yeah, that's fine.
The last book with writing would be the My Hero Academia like school briefs.
That doesn't count.
But they're short and still, technically manga, but not manga, because it's not artwork. But really, they're really good actually. Really good little side stories and stuff. Very much
I would
enjoy
definitely read a My Hero spin-off. Maybe kind of after the main story finished, kind of a Vigilantes-esque spin-off, where it's literally about a quirkless dude who just uses a bunch of tech and stuff to compete with powered villains. Like kind of Batman, but in the My Hero universe.
Batman being My Hero.
Well, that would technically just be, what's his name from Vigilantes, the big guy. I always called him Papa Knuckles, but that wasn't his actual name.
Well,
Like the
Knuckle
guy
Duster, yeah.
yeah, him. Like he didn't have any powers. He just fought villains because he was an absolute fucking unit.
Can't wait for the anime.
Oh, it's gonna be so good.
It's gonna be so good as long as they do it right.
Oh god, yeah.
Um,
There's always a caveat you have to add.
yeah, I feel like they were waiting until this season that they've just done, where they show, Kuguri, Lao Cloud. Because they showed a little bit in this series, they showed that little bit of backstory that you get of Aizawa. But then in Vigilantes, you get like the full backstory with Lao Cloud and Aizawa and Present Mike and that. So I feel like, well, we can't release it before that happens, kind of thing. But I don't know.
They should have released it a while ago. They should have released it before Mount Lady. Sorry.
I really like Vigilantes. Yeah. But whatever the last season of Hero is going to be sick.
True. That is also true.
As long as it's animated nicely with all the fights and stuff. It's going to take some time. This is massive city level destruction.
They're gonna need to bring the fucking A team in to get that shit done, because it is gonna be brutal. They're probably already working on it, to be honest.
I would hope so, yeah.
I would be doing that if I were them.
Now that the manga's like, we're officially like in the end game now. this is it. It's wrapping up.
Yeah, it seems like another series that's definitely approaching its end is Sakamoto Days.
Okay.
Like they're the big villain seemingly has his plan, and it's a location where it's all going to go down, and they're headed there. So very much seems like there's probably 5 or 10 chapters left, I reckon, which is good because I want to know how the story ends, but it's bad because I fucking love that series and I want more.
Mm.
The eternal struggle.
Eternal struggle.
Speaking of struggling, Black Clover apparently has now gone from Shonen Jump to Jump Giga or Shonen Giga, whatever the fuck it's called. Apparently we're going to be getting 4 chapters of Black Clover a year.
Wow.
The show is the series because the artists can't handle it. The series is not good enough to sustain that level of gap between chapters. I barely remember what happens weekly when I read that series. I'm probably just going to drop it because it's been flagging hard this last arc, and yeah, like it's clear the writer just isn't up to it. So I mean, maybe moving to a more sparse release schedule will help, but I doubt it. Well, I suppose seeing as it is a series which has been so heavily influenced since day one by Bleach, having a shitty ending, kind of to be expected because the ending of Bleach was fucking terrible.
It's just reminding me, I don't think I've read the last Dragon Ball Super chapter. So I'll probably do that after this. Because they only release once a month.
I heard that they were teasing a possible fight between MUI Goku and SSJ4 Goku to finally decide who is stronger. I'm not sure how that would happen, but apparently they have.
Random. Everything on the internet is still like
Wrong.
Goku Ultra Instinct versus Luffy Gear 5. It's still everywhere. It's just the thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
I
always
mean, look,
just Ultra Instinct and like, could anyone beat that? And it's like, no, no,
I mean, there's plenty of people that could
no,
easily, but
no.
Luffy is not one of them. Like, don't get me wrong, I love One Piece, love Luffy, but he would get absolutely folded by mastered Ultra Instinct Goku. Would just steamroll him.
Rob found the Gear 5 a little bit like underwhelming because it was like, it's not really work towards it. And I said, whereas like Goku trained specifically for like his Ultra Instinct, like trained his ass off. But I said the thing with Luffy is eating a devil fruit. Nobody knows what it does and what its capabilities are, right? It's not like you
Pretty
can go
much,
and speak to somebody else that knows about the gum fruit and like
yeah.
can be
There
told,
there are people within the universe that know what it does,
okay, but he's not.
and there is a theory that Shanks knew exactly what it did, and that's why he had it.
Oh,
But then
okay.
Luffy stole it because Luffy's a tool.
Who likes food?
Yeah,
um,
yeah. So it's there is kind of a lot of the lore behind Devil Fruits is very shaky.
right. That's my thing. I'm like, Luffy can't train for his next evolution because he's not really sure what he can do.
But
So
it's worth noting this wasn't like the thing with Gear 5 is it's not you can't train for that. Gear 5 is essentially his Devil Fruit awakening,
right, okay.
which it's not something you can force. It has to just kind of happen naturally.
And it happened when he got totally beat down.
Like 5 fucking times. Yeah. Like Kaido just absolutely steamrolled him
Mm.
repeatedly. And then like Nika, the sun god, and there's this whole kind of prophecy about this guy called Joy Boy, and kind of the stars aligned, and that's brought about the drums of liberation
Hmm.
and gave Luffy his ultimate power. But yeah, it's not really like awakening a devil fruit isn't something that you can work towards. It's like something that happens to you almost, and it just did.
Just did. Yeah, whereas like Ultra Instinct is a state that like Wiz knows about. So he's training Goku to have that.
Harness it.
same as Vegeta's Ultra Ego.
What
Well,
does that one do again?
that's like a totally new form that he's invented, um, because he was training in the ways of destruction that Beerus was teaching him. So that's like it's his fault. Basically, because Vegeta overthinks too much, he will never be able to achieve Ultra Instinct because he's not goofy like Goku. When he's in a fight, he's always thinking, whereas Goku's just like la 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 la. So he knows that, yeah. So like Vegeta's like, I'm never gonna get that. I'm gonna have my own form, and he's more of a I'm gonna blow some shit up kind of guy. So yeah, he trains in destruction, and he gets his Ultra Ego form, which is, yeah, he's super badass and strong. Probably not quite as strong, obviously, as like Ultra Instinct, but in his own way because he's got the power of destruction. So it's like,
But like I know Ultra Instinct is like automatic kind of parrying and dodging and shit. What does Ultra Ego do? Or is it the same thing but just
no, yeah, he's
slightly?
just stronger, and he can use destruction. I think, like I say, he's probably very close to the quickness and speed and reactions of like Goku, but it's not. He's never gonna hit that level. Oh, Rob said that he also ignores damage. Yeah, because that's the same thing as well, isn't it? It's like when you're getting beat down, it just makes you stronger, and he just doesn't give
Amplifies
up
that. That's fair. That's good.
because
That's good shit.
his ego's too strong.
But yeah, there are like I'm just putting this out. There are a number of anime characters that would casually destroy even mastered Ultra Instinct Goku. Like he's getting up there, but there are still many characters that would roll him.
One
Vampire Hunter
Punch Man.
D would do it. Well, no, we're not. Well, yeah, possibly. We'll have to wait for the end of the series before we find out about that. But
Oh,
no,
okay.
Vampire Hunter D would. I still maintain that Sailor Moon would. Madoka would in her final form. Gurren Lagann, as previously mentioned, absolutely would. They're fucking throwing universes at each other. That shit's crazy. But yeah, I'm gonna. It's a very silly debate, which probably shouldn't go down this particular alley.
I was just about to say what Rob has just messaged. Light could get him easy. Whenever I always see things that will have like a cube of like 9 people, a square, sorry, of 9 people. I'm looking on the internet. It's not a cube. It's just a flat thing. And it's like choose 2 to protect you, and the rest are gonna try to kill you. Thing. And Light's always on there. And it's like, well, that's a tricky one because if we don't know where he is, he's just gonna kill us. And it doesn't matter how strong you are, right? You're gonna die. So it's tricky. It's tricky. But he himself is not like
I think he's just a normal dude.
powerful. Do you know what I mean? If you could see him, that's it. Like he'd be dead. If you don't know where he is. So, depends on the circumstances.
It does, yeah. He
But
would
generally I'm like, well, I will take Gojo and Vegeta to just like be my protection bodyguards.
yeah, that's a solid combo.
Because they're just like, even though Vegeta always gets beat in the end, which he shouldn't, but we'll speak about that another day.
I'm pretty sure we've spoken about that many times before. We'll speak about it many times again.
So I really want the anime to come back because in the manga, in the last arc, he really has this like shining moment before he gets beat down. He gets his thing. Like without him, the fight wouldn't have been victorious. And then he works with Goku, and it's all great. Everything's great. It was a really good arc. I really enjoyed it. I'd like to see them animated. The last 2 arcs. Very, very, very good.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. In 2030, we'll get Dragon Ball Super.
Sure.
Sure.
Why not?
I'm saying that like it's really far away, but we're actually almost in 2024, so it's not even that far away. I mean,
Please
it's
don't say
far,
that.
but huh? Please don't say that. Oh God. I saw a thing online saying, oh, someone said 20 years ago, and I just instantly think, oh, the 80s. and then remember that 20 years ago was 2003, and you're
Yep.
like, oh shit.
I saw something kind of funny today. So when the Matrix first dropped,
Hmm.
it was a game changer. Like
1999.
action. Yep.
Yeah.
Like action, story, everything about it was just next fucking level. But even at the absolute hype of Matrix Fever, the one part that everyone was a bit like, yeah, come on, that's kind of dumb. When Agent Smith is interrogating Morpheus, that's why we changed the world to this, to the pinnacle of your civilization. We're like, fuck off. 1999 was not the pinnacle of anyone's civilization. And we're sitting here now in 2023 and we're like, fuck, man, Smith was right. It's all been a bit downhill since 99, hasn't it? Like, 99 to 2005 was pretty solid. And it's just ever since. Fuck that.
I wonder what got
Bro.
introduced. It was definitely social media. Just fucked
Yep.
everyone over.
Yep.
Everyone's more depressed
Dumb.
and whatever than they used to be. Feel like anxiety. Everyone has anxiety, and I don't know whether it's that all of this stuff has increased, or it's just that before
We can
social
now talk
media we
about it.
didn't know about it. You didn't know that everyone had it because no one just comes up to you in the street and goes, "I'm feeling really down today." Whereas when on like social media, like people like just talk about like their feelings and what's happening in their lives every day, and you see it.
Their struggles. Which
Yeah,
never
I don't know. It's tricky because I'd like to. I don't know. In my head, I'm like, no, it's been caused by all of this, and it's making people worse, and it's just gonna keep going in that direction. And then we're getting all the AI shit and everything, and it's just like, oh, there was a
Although,
simpler time.
fucking landmark ruling that I'm very much in favor of. A judge somewhere set a fucking precedent that I'm very happy with. That you cannot copyright any work created by AI. Very happy about.
Yeah, I just don't. Let's see earlier. Just I don't know. AI being used for everything, and it being like, oh, AI did this, and it's like, but like it's a good thing. I'm like,
Yeah.
pretty sure like people have been doing that for a very really long time. It's not a new thing. Just AI doing it is a new thing. But we don't need AI to do it because there are people that can do it.
Yep. And then do it far better and quicker and without fucking robots involved.
Speaking of robots and AI and that, the Orville.
Yeah.
Have you watched all of it?
No. I
Oh,
watched
okay.
literally the first episode and then stopped.
Oh, really? Okay. It's really funny because it's this what's happening in the last like few episodes is so our D&D campaign.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm sitting there and I'm so enjoying it because I'm like, Jesus Christ, has he watched this? Has this been an inspirational turning point, or is
No,
this just a
the
coincidence?
D&D campaign is entirely based on my own shit.
And it honest because basically one of the crew is a robot. It's from this world that they don't know about. All they know is that he's a robot collecting data on humans and humanoid life form, right? And they let him be part of the crew because he's smart and he's doing all this stuff for them. And then he shuts down one day, so they take him back to his home planet, and chaos ensues. And I was like, fucking Seeker. I was like, honestly, like,
You
yeah.
dickhead.
Yeah, no. Okay, yeah, you should watch it just to be like, holy shit balls. Like,
Great minds think alike.
great minds think alike, yeah. It's really good. And then I'm like, oh, I can't wait to like, because you're writing it up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to read it.
It's going pretty well. Weirdly enough, I found Archie to be one of the most fun characters to write, which I wasn't expecting. But I just wrote a really interesting scene with Yuna and Archie. They've just met Seeker and they've come out of the tower and they brought those bodies back, and kind of they just don't really know how to handle it.
Mm.
Kind of dealing with sort of the sort of upset villagers, and they're like, "Fuck, what do we do?" And so they're having a wake. They're all going to get really drunk.
Once it's done, would you want to do a a voice recording, like I want to say like a radio drama. You know what I mean?
Audiobook.
Like an audiobook, but yeah,
More like an audio drama than an audio
yeah,
book,
like an
because
audio
yes,
drama.
I
Yeah,
absolutely would, and I would absolutely get all of my players to come in and do the voices.
yeah, I'm there, man.
Yeah. Then I would just do Seeker, and then I would find other people that were good to do the other voices. Because yeah, my Russian accent for that mob boss did not go down very well.
I've been watching a little bit. Robert watches Adventurers Night, which is the D&D campaign. Do you know a guy called Yahtzee? And I can't remember all their other names. Anyway, the Dungeon Master is really good at voices and stuff. Oh, they just met a mermaid who I feel like his name Anus or something like that. It is all very funny. And then, but yeah, the voices are hilarious. Yeah, their campaign's really good. And I watched that, and then I watched like Dungeons and Dragons the movie, and I'm just sitting there going like, oh, like Tyke's campaign is really good. It's really really entertaining. It's going to be really
And
cool to see.
trust me, there's still the whole third arc to go, and the third arc is when shit gets fucking crazy.
Yeah, we've like taken like the whole of summer off because all of us have had shit going on, and then I feel like I'm on holiday for like at least half of September, and then it's going to be like Christmas and New Year. We'll get it done.
We will, yeah.
Sometimes
we're not going to be able to finish it this year,
no.
but like we'll get it done next year.
Yeah. Sometimes just life gets in the way of playing Dungeons and Dragons, guys.
It shouldn't, but it does. I mean, we have to finish it just because I need to know how the end of the book goes.
Yeah. Yeah. Very true.
Oh yeah, I've just hit I think 22,000 words. The last time I got anything down. And literally the story hasn't even fucking started yet. It's like it was 22,000 words to get to the top of that fucking tower and meet Seeker and come down again.
I'll have to do some proper little illustrations for you out of my doodle book.
Fuck yeah, absolutely.
Like step up my doodle book game. It was just
Yeah, you didn't meet the negotiators, did you?
No, I've missed out on a couple. I missed out on the first big thing when we met the other group. His names I forgot. And then I missed
the Custodians of the Cosmos.
maybe.
Adventure Corps.
Oh yeah, them, yeah.
They were dicks. Yeah, fuck those guys.
And then I've missed, the most recent bit.
You didn't miss much. It wasn't. That's actually the reason why I took August off, because I did that first planet and like it just didn't quite work for me.
You're like, I'm gonna step this up.
Yeah, I've taken a step back, and now the next planet you guys go to is gonna be fucking next level, and the one after that, I know what I want to do. I'm just not quite good enough to make it work. So I'm at a bit, and it's gonna be good. And the planet after that is a bit of a question mark. But yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. I can't wait for you guys to see it.
Gonna be awesome. But yeah, what else have I watched recently? A couple of the Harry Potter films, and I've just like, I'm always on my, poor Malfoy, or Draco, and then I'm like, I'm really excited for the TV show, and I'm hoping that they delve more into, because the thing a TV show can do is really delve into like the characters that you don't see much of, and what they're doing. I'd love to see actually just Draco being followed and seeing his side of, because you can see how much he's suffering just from the little bits that you see in the movie. But I really want to see how much suffering and really have this. Let's all feel sorry for Draco, because his father's a dickhead, and he gets thrown as like fresh meat in front of Voldemort. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't want to be there. Doesn't want to be there. Him and Harry could have been bestest friends. They could have brought the united Slytherins and Gryffindors.
Well, like their kids do.
Like their kids do, yes.
But we don't talk about that.
I'm not really into that. Like I said, I've read it, and I would take it. Let's retcon that and make a different story. the story
A
that
better one.
I made in my head, and then
They're always the best ones.
yeah, my own HP headcanon.
Of course.
Yeah. I've still not seen Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Me, heard it's
Spider
all right, but I don't really care.
Spider-Man is out to watch on like Prime or whatever. You have to pay for it, but it's there. So I've not
As
watched that
in,
again. Into the
third one.
Spider-Verse.
Oh, it's Spider-Verse. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
sorry, yeah, Into the Spider-Verse. Third Spider-Man movie. Oh,
No Way
that's
Home.
old news now.
Yeah, that's why I was like, why can I watch
I
it
was like,
again?
why? What? Yeah, no, across Spider-Verse, and then trying to think of anything else like monumental coming out movie-wise. I don't think there's really anything on my radar apart from the Studio Ghibli film, which I still don't know when it's being released.
Oh, yeah. Dune Part 2 has also been apparently pushed back to like March next year,
Yeah,
which is kind of gash. But Dunny was saying that he would be on board, I'm assuming with the heavy caveat, if Part 2 does well, with potentially adapting Dune Messiah as well to have that as a Part 3 and then just wrap it up as a trilogy.
yeah, I saw that.
Like there's like Emperor of Dune or whatever it's called, and there's like a bunch of other shit that comes after that, but most of it's terrible, so we can just ignore that. Like I read the the OG first Dune book, and I like that. And I've heard Dune Messiah kind of wraps up the plot relatively well, so I would be okay with them adapting that. But
Hmm.
they don't go any further. It all gets a bit weird after that, and not in a good way.
Not in a good way. Yeah. Don't know what else is coming out. Nothing good. And TV
Uh,
wise, uh,
uh,
I didn't watch
Ahsoka,
Walking
that's about
Dead,
it.
but we're getting Daryl Dixon own TV show, which
Yeah, apparently Daryl's getting a show. Apparently Maggie and Negan already have a
yes.
show, and then the main guy and his missus are having a show,
Huh.
but none of them are on Disney Plus, so I'm not watching any of them. Even though Disney Plus is the UK place to see like all of the other Walking Dead shows.
Yeah, isn't it like Hulu or
Yeah.
yeah. Rob's just looking forward to Loki. And I'm like, yeah, Loki now. And then Doctor Who. It's like
Oh, very much. I'm looking forward to Doctor Who more than I'm looking forward to Loki.
but I think they're all kind of this fall. Doctor Who, Loki, Attack on Titan. And obviously we've got Jujutsu Kaisen every week, hopefully. And then
Bleach.
I don't know
Bleach been
when
killing
I
it.
still have not looked into what's happening with Magus Bride part 2 of season 2.
Didn't it?
Kind of
Oh, that was Mashal said it was back in 2024. Yeah, I don't know when. But oh yeah, we'll know when it does because Crunchyroll have finally fixed their shit after like 10 goddamn years. And you no longer have to scroll through 700 fucking seasons all in different languages. You can just stick. I mean, I haven't double checked because I don't care that much, but I'm assuming it now just defaults to Japanese for every series. And if you go to the settings in the episode, you can jump between the languages just like every other fucking streaming platform ever has done. And you can skip intros, but not outros.
Is there a way to actually select on Disney Plus to just watch like the original Japanese of the anime with like the original subtitles in English? Because I've just gone into like gone down into settings, languages, changed it to Japanese, and then subtitles to English. But it's the shitty Disney subtitles that's in a black box. Yeah, that is the
You
only way.
screw it.
I said about it
Yep, they are.
last time. I just wanted to double check that there wasn't like a way to change it. It's in a black
Nope.
box and it's way too high. So
Yep.
more often than not, it's cutting off the action. You
Uh,
would,
on multiple occasions, when there's been like some speech that needs to be translated and like some text at the top for like an island name, they'll have the block at the top and then a big black line going
oh yeah,
right down the middle of the screen because they've obviously just hit enter
yeah.
5 times instead of starting a second box, and then you'll have the text at the bottom. Disney subtitles are fucking atrocious. I may have to watch Tengoku with dubs because I can't deal with another fucking season, even if it's only 13 episodes. I can't deal with it.
But that's what I did for half of Summertime Rendering. I watched it like in the dub, but oh my god, it was so bad. I don't know whether Tengoku is any better, but yeah, it's so like I watched these first two episodes, and a lot of the time it's like, oh great, I can't see what's happening because there's like two lines of subtitles in a big black box, and instead of being down here, at the bottom of the screen, they're up here.
I think you can change the opacity or opacity, however you pronounce it. You
Right.
can change how see through the big black box is.
Oh, I'll have to do that then. Still,
You can't make it completely invisible, sadly, but you can kind of make it see through,
yeah, I
opaque.
want I want Crunchyroll level of
Those subs are
subs.
quality, which is good because they don't have any fucking dubs for anything. Because even with their new updated fancy UI, they still don't have dubbed versions of One Piece or Gintama.
I feel like that's because Funimation always had the
Yeah, but they've merged.
dubs. Yeah,
There is no Crunchyroll versus Funimation anymore. There is just one big company. So why have they not shared the platform? Like every other country that I've asked, which isn't many, but like America, they have Crunchyroll has dubbed One Piece. Japan, I think. India has it, just not the UK.
hmm, random. Oh, and Rob said that he was gonna start reading the One Piece manga after Gear 5, but then
Good
he
choice.
looked and it's not actually that far ahead.
No.
So he's actually just gonna not now. He's like, I'll just wait and watch it because it's not that far ahead.
Yeah, no, like the One Piece anime is fucking. I don't know how they're doing it. It is like we were joking earlier about the recap episode, but like they are maybe sort of less than 100 chapters behind the manga. Like it's insane how quickly they're putting this out.
Yeah, you don't want to
Yeah.
catch up by accident.
And then just to add insult to injury, they're practically simulcasting the fucking dubs in America. They're like 10, 20 episodes behind on the dubs. It's insane.
Hmm.
Yeah. We get nothing. It's all Boris Johnson's fault.
It's all Boris Johnson, as is everything. My mum was moaning about the low emission zone. They're like widening it,
Yeah.
but it's like if you happen to live in that area and you've got a van or a diesel thingy, because you need to have like a diesel van or whatever for work, it is a bit shit. There's nothing you can do. Like I understand, and also like public transport needs to go like leaps and bounds before you can start charging for people to have cars.
Yep.
There's some places you just cannot get easy, and it's just more convenient to have a car.
Yep.
And there's other cities that like Edinburgh, for example, the buses are so good. You're probably like, there's no need for me to own a car. And I guess a lot of people that live in central London don't have a car because they use like the tube, but it is so overpopulated. Like, it's way too busy. The underground on at least like a couple of lines. Like central lines always absolutely rammed.
Yeah.
You just cannot get anywhere.
Fucking horrible. Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's just need a better infrastructure for like public transport for you to start charging
Yep.
people to have cars. And electric cars are way too expensive.
Also, yes.
And it's not even like the expense half the time, but I'm saying, like, we live in a flat, so we've got nowhere to charge a car if I want an electric car. Anyone that lives in a street where they've not got a driveway, which is the majority of people that have communal parking or whatever, halfways between where they park their car and have their house. Where are you supposed to park your car? Charge your car. I don't know.
Gotta go to a
It's
petrol station.
yeah, some of them fast charging. They're like, oh, you fast charge in like half an hour. You still just got to go and sit somewhere for half an hour to charge your car.
Yeah.
It's
Sad, sad times. That's what you need to get AI doing, working out how to get electric vehicles to fucking run properly.
Yeah.
AI needs to be solving big problems, not stealing my fucking job.
And also, when you get an electric car, you only rent the battery. You never own it. You're not
Really?
allowed to own an electric car battery because
That's weird.
it's I don't know, certain technology or whatever, I think. So you're always renting it. So I think even if you like buy a new car, you technically don't own the battery. And then when you need a new one, you have to like take it back and they'll like give you that new one. But you're paying for it. It's expensive. Like and even if you buy this and if you want the cheapest one, it's gonna be like a 4-seat. And I can't have a 4-seat car. Some people have friends. We want to fit more people in our cars. um yeah. Anyway, that's the serious topics of the day. I won't get too much into driving because I just will start ranting about how much I hate every other driver on the road because they can't do the simple things that you learn when you learn to drive. I get so angry driving. I hate everyone.
Why I don't drive.
Yeah, it is infuriating. And I get to work in the morning and I'm just like, almost got killed 3 times. People can't follow the laws of the road, can't indicate, drive too fast or too slow. There's just, I'm like, why can't everyone just drive like me? How you're supposed to. And then everything would be great. People that can't merge get angry when you merge properly because they think you're cutting in on them, but you're actually just, again, following the
Doing a
rules of the
proper zipper
road.
merge.
Yeah. Yeah, it's endless. I could have like a whole podcast where I just speak for 2 hours daily ranting about the drivers that I saw.
It probably did quite well, to be honest.
No, because everybody else
I wouldn't
is
be on that.
obviously one of these drivers that are crazy.
Well, no, because I think everyone else would listen to it and be like, "Yeah, I'm with you. Those other guys suck, even though they're the guys that suck. They
They
just
are
don't
the
realize."
guys that suck.
Yeah.
What I need is like a big sign on my car that
It just
like
says
says
"cunt."
you didn't indicate, drive properly, or like you didn't blah blah blah. So I need them to know. That's what I'm always like. I need you to know what you've done wrong, and stop driving
You
like
need to
that.
know how you have disappointed me.
Yeah. It's so bad. But yeah, that's my daily frustrations of driving. Sorry, we didn't do food today. I did driving. But yeah. Anything else that you need to talk about?
No, I can't think of anything.
So when we come back in 2 weeks, we will have 2 episodes of JJK
Yeah.
and more chapters.
Yeah. And I will have started Jobless Reincarnation.
And what's the other thing you're gonna watch?
Rengoku Daimakyo.
Yes, good.
Which Disney Plus has been fucking pushing me to watch for like the past 6 months, and in the last kind of week has just stopped kind of putting it up there, which is why I fucking forgot. Yeah.
What I did is the other day I went on and I just like went on to first episode and pressed play, so that it was in my like.
I'm about to go and watch Sons of Anarchy, which is on Disney Plus as well. So I might just pop that first episode up there.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It's I feel like you're gonna slowly unveil everything, but not so slow that it will frustrate me because I like learning things every episode. So hopefully on the level of like, Trigun, every episode you were actually learning and stuff. Yeah. We need more Trigun.
We do. That's fucking
Stampede.
sick.
It was good. Yeah. I feel like we could do like an end of year Christmas episode where we just talk about all the good things we've had this year. Like a wrap up of the years.
That'll be a short episode.
Well, Trigon was great. It'll just be that. Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, I will see you in 2 weeks. And thank you to our viewers, and this will be on YouTube, so we'll catch you next time.
Enjoy.
Bye.